4 neighborhood nonprofits in Chicago have formed a partnership aimed at breaking the cycle of crime.
WGN's Rob Sneed is in our newsroom with more on what the organizations are doing right now, Rob.
It's about addressing the underlying issues that can lead to crime and violence. They want to break the cycle that hurts so many communities on the south and west sides.
The place that I am in my life is all through LCLC and all through the guidance of Cliff from staying on top of me.
Frederick Dennis has come a long way in life. When he was 17, he got into some legal trouble, and the nonprofit Lawndale Christian Legal Center stepped in to help. Now he's a businessman and a college graduate.
Cliff now helped me get to college. I was the first one in my family to graduate from high school, and I attended NIU for 2.5 years. I came back home, I was continuously working with Cliff, and I started my own business as my own business, Land Resolution Incorporated.
Okay, man, salute to this brother for doing his thing. He sounds like he's got some kind of like violence interrupter or, you know, like business where it's an LLC. Like, it sounds like, you know, some kind of thing where, you know, helping street kids or whatever. And that's great. And I think that's fantastic. Brother looks sharp in his suit. You know, sounds like, you know, he's coming into his own, coming out of his shell, speaking in front of all these microphones and all these people. I'm sure it's something that he's just beginning to do, and he may not be seasoned at it. That's maybe why he sounds kind of nervous and not very, you know, charismatic on the microphone. But the brother's on his way, and salute to him. When it comes to Chicago and the things that are going on in Chicago, none of this stuff works. Okay? Him being the first person to graduate from high school, that's even more like shocking, considering when you're talking about these inner city school districts, that work is extremely easy in compared to other places. It's crazy that he's the first person to ever. It's just like, wow. I salute these brothers. They don't know no better. They don't know that this stuff ain't gonna work. I don't know. I wonder, do these guys, are they just doing this for a check or for a grant or for something? Or do they really think this stuff is going to work? Because these guys are from the streets. And they know the street mentality, even though they may not be able to orate it or, you know, transmit it like the way that I do. You know, at 43 years old. But they know the street mentality. I wonder if these guys really genuinely think any of this stuff is going to work.
I was continuously working with Cliff, and I started my own business as my own business, Land Resolution Incorporated.
Lawndale Christian Legal Center organizers say it's taking further steps to help more at-risk teens and young adults. It's teamed up with 3 other nonprofits, Breaking Through, Build, and New Life Centers, to provide many services, including free lawyers to those with pending cases in the juvenile and adult courts of the Circuit Court of Cook County.
For us, this initiative is about taking 4 groups that have been working together for many years and bringing a strong community-based asset of legal services and comprehensive wraparound services to scale.
You see the liberal with his hat to the back, he's coming to the ghetto, and the way he's going to contribute to that ghetto and the myriad of issues that this ghetto has, the myriad of issues that this community has, the hundreds and hundreds of ways he could help this community. He could, you know, find a way to, you know, shine a little light into the darkness. He's choosing to give these young thug dudes lawyers so they can help them beat their cases in a city where 90% of the murders they don't have a suspect for. And its district attorney has thrown out 25,000 cases in the last few years. And here he comes to the ghetto, Pied Piper. I'm going to help you guys out by providing top-notch, grade A legal services to the thugs of your community so they can beat their cases easier, get out of trouble faster. Wow.
For us, this initiative is about taking 4 groups that have been working together for many years and bringing a strong community-based asset of legal services and comprehensive wraparound services to scale.
The group will also provide counseling, healthcare, mental health services, and jobs.
All they need is exposure. All they need is to know that someone cares.
Sorry, man, that's not what they need. However, do you? You know what I'm saying? It's your time, it's your money. If this is the way, me personally, the way I want to go into the community, I want to take the good kids, the kids that are already on the right path, because there's tons of great kids in Chicago, and give them a leg up. Instead of always wallowing in the gutter and trying to fish diamonds out of, sewage. I would take the kids that are already doing great, already got high GPAs, already in a lot of after-school activities, involved in the student body, in the student government at their schools, the kids that are, showing potential to be great, instead of just always trying to polish up turds. Because effectively, a gangbanger in Chicago he's out there, man. You can show him that you cared, and he may, end up killing you because he doesn't. That emotion scares him. I mean, I say take the good kids that are already on the right path and make sure they succeed. If all these resources were put into the good kids, you would have a lot of more functional, productive, son people out there, because, they would have that boost. A lot of these kids are going to be saddled with student loans for going to college. A lot of these kids are going to struggle and trying to find their way. Why not give them the boost and make it easier for them, instead of, spending 90% of our attention and our money on the kids that are going to kill those good kids and kill this guy or kill, grandma, whatever,
All they need is exposure. All they need is to know that someone cares.
The group hopes to break the cycle of arrests, incarceration, and recidivism by acknowledging the underlying issues that can lead to crime and violence that harm neighborhoods like East Garfield Park, Austin, North Lawndale, and Little Village. The group of nonprofits say it's also providing resources for housing and violence prevention and substance use. Live in the newsroom, Rob Sneed, WGN News.
All right, Rob, thank you. Police say the man shot on the lakefront trail right near the Gold Coast accidentally shot himself. It happened last night along North Lakeshore Drive, where police say the 28-year-old man initially said he heard gunfire, then realized he was shot in his backside. No charges have been filed. However, that shooting is the latest violent incident, fueling more concerns about the uptick in violence in that area.
Let's go back to Tia as she gets a deeper look into this issue.
Yeah, it seems like every single week we're talking about crime, specifically in the downtown area. There are all sorts of crime concerns right now, especially in downtown. And early this morning, a man was brutally beaten during a robbery along State and Lake, and people are very concerned. Second Ward Alderman Brian Hopkins is holding another meeting about these issues tonight. Thank you so much, Alderman Hopkins, for being with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Tia.
You know, let's delve into this as far as we can with the time that we're allotted. How does downtown violence compare with past summers, looking at this year's numbers?
Yeah, I've never seen a summer like this one. You know, we've had our issues in the past. The last year with the pandemic shutdown was a different situation. And even prior to that, in 2019, we saw a lot of multiple offender incidents with groups of 200, 300, even more gathered downtown. What we're seeing this year is different. What we're seeing is a more violent level of street attacks. We're seeing robberies that in the past was just you would lose your cell phone, but now you lose your cell phone and you're beaten into unconsciousness. So this is concerning everyone because it isn't just a property crime anymore.
In the past, you would lose your cell phone. So like I always say, this has always been going on, but it's worse now. Okay, so we got to get it back to the good old days when you just get robbed and you lose your cell phone. Those were the good old days in the state. Okay, so I want you guys to firmly understand that, because if, let's just say, perfect world, the things that I say need to be enacted in these communities happen, and there's a change for the better. I'm not talking about Disneyland, man. Okay? It's not going to be Sweden, man. All right? It's going to be, instead of getting robbed for your cell phone and beaten unconscious, you just get robbed for your cell phone. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about bail, revoking the no bail law, making the penalties stiffer for crimes, allowing police to do their job, electing DAs that actually prosecute cases. That's what I'm talking about. The good old days when they just take your cell phone and run off.
What we're seeing this year is different. What we're seeing is a more violent level of street attacks. We're seeing robberies that in the past was just you would lose your cell phone, but now you lose your cell phone and you're beaten into unconsciousness. So this is concerning everyone because it isn't just a property crime anymore. People are really being physically harmed out there. In addition to the increase in shootings and innocent people, children being caught in the crossfire. This is like nothing we've ever really seen before.
You know, I work downtown. Our studios are right in downtown. Not too long ago, you'd look out on Michigan Avenue and you'd see police everywhere. Not that same police presence. What do you think is at the heart of really solving some of these crimes, or at least curtailing some of these crimes?
Well, I know right now we need additional manpower with the attack on State Street
Is that Shikari, man? Shikari that went down there and got locked up, man. I told y'all. She wasn't going to make it out of 2021 without catching a charge, man, the way she's spiraling out of control.
Well, I know right now we need additional manpower with the attack on State Street where the two individuals were beaten and kicked while they were down. It was a 6-minute delay in that being reported to police actually showing up. Now, 6 minutes doesn't sound that long, but when you're laying on the pavement being kicked in the head, 6 minutes is an eternity. And we simply didn't have nearby units at that time who were available. They were responding to other crimes. So with the increase in crime, and the shortage in patrol right now, response times are up, and that represents a very real risk to the public. Also for the detectives, they're overwhelmed with multiple shootings every day, and detectives are tasked with solving these crimes, and the only clue they have to go on is a dark covered vehicle fled in a westbound direction. Well, how do you solve a crime with that? That we just simply don't have sufficient resources to respond to this increase in shootings, carjackings, and downtown robberies.
I think it's safe to say that something has to be done because these numbers are absolutely out of control across the city. Real quickly before I let you go.
Don't let me go, baby.
Real quickly before I let you go, when is tonight's meeting and can everyone join you?
Sure, go to my website, aldermanhopkins.com, for more information. But this is a continuation of a meeting we had last week with Commander Jill Stevens, who has since been promoted. She's done an outstanding job for us. She deserves the promotion. We have a new commander now for the downtown district north of the Chicago River that I represent. And he'll have a chance to introduce himself to the residents tonight and talk about what he plans to do. We need more resources and we need some creativity. We do have leadership in the Chicago Police Department. In many cases, they're being stymied by additional factors, including a judicial system that seems to have lost its way, unfortunately. So we're going to talk about some of these issues and more and give people a glimpse at what they can expect with the new commander being assigned to the downtown area.
Well, it's very clear that something has to be done. Alderman Hopkins, thank you for what you're doing. And thank you so much for joining us here on First at 4.
Thank you, Tia. Stay safe.